Okay, we're back. PTM, Prop the Mic, coming to you on Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. Getting ready for Game 3 of the NBA Finals, heading back to Miami. How are we feeling about the game today, Dave?
Feeling good. First of all, I just want to say how great was Calvin on the show yesterday.
He was awesome. So
Right?
knowledgeable. Just NBA women's basketball knowledge at the fingertips. I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, I mean he called that game the Aces Sun being, the Sun
Yeah.
covering. The
Yeah.
Sun were down the Sun were down like 20 something points and they came
Uh-huh.
back and covered on the last second shot. So
Yeah.
that guy knows his stuff. So
I mean, I
definitely.
love the Kelsey Mitchell call. I was on, I was on the under just based on the not knowing anything, and then he was like, "Yeah, oh yeah, Kelsey Mitchell," and it played out just like he said it would. So
Yep.
with
Kelsey
her
Mitchell.
home road rest splits, so very cool.
So, all right, cool. Well, yeah, WNBA was a lot of fun yesterday, but looking forward to getting back to some playoff basketball.
Yeah,
So we got what, game 3 tonight? Nuggets at the Heat. The Heat
sir.
are only getting 3.5 at home now, and the total is climbing down to 214. Just to remind you, game 1, Denver won 104-93, so you got an
Mm-hmm.
11-point margin there. Game 2, Denver won 108. Lost 108-111. So now we're knotted up and ready for a new series.
Yes, we are. We want to talk about the game. We want to save that to the end.
Go ahead.
Our
Tell us.
picks.
Yeah, tell me who you think is going to win this one.
I like the Nuggets. Nuggets are going to
Okay.
win. I like the Nuggets laying the, what is it, 3.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Nuggets laying the 3.5, and I think I'd lean under on this, but I'm very confident in Denver tonight.
Yeah, I feel that way too, and I kind of feel if the Heat win any more games this series,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be by small margins, right?
You'd
There were
think,
some
yeah.
games where they won, by pretty good margin
Mm-hmm.
earlier in the playoffs. I feel like if they do win more games against the Nuggets, they're going to win by 3, 4, 5, something like that.
Yeah, I think the Denver offense just never they always keep themselves. They don't let the game get too far away from them. Right, their offense is so good that they're able to, even if the Heat go on a scorching hot run like they did in Game 2, Nuggets are still, that offense is still able to keep pace. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Duncan Robinson too. We didn't really talk about him, but he was literally the turning point of the game for the Heat.
Mean
Just came out.
mugging that.
Yeah, he was. But I liked his post game interview,
I
or
didn't
I think
say. What did he say?
he was basically just like, I'm just out there having fun, right? Like I'm doing
Mm,
what I love, and like why would I not have fun doing it? So, good attitude, and I think we'll try to talk about him a little bit later.
I think we will.
Okay, all right. So who do you want to start with? Let's go Nuggets. Go with the
Yeah,
Nuggets
sure.
first. All
Yeah,
right,
let's go.
all right. So what do you like in this game so far?
All right, so I have a feeling we've been riding MPJ as hard as we can. I think he's been very profitable for us. I think you saw some stuff in that last game. It was probably, it could have gone down as his worst game of the season. I'm not watching every single Nuggets game, but from what I have watched, and then what I've heard and listened to subsequently, it was one of his worst games, both sides of the ball. Um, I think he's got trouble, with all the switching and whatnot that Miami does. I think this defense is giving him some looks that he's, not 100% confident with. And his shot hasn't been falling, right? So he only played 24, 26 minutes in that last game. I think he probably kind of stays there. If not, goes down, unless he just, goes off in the first quarter and gets hot, then, that could change. But I'd say they're probably going to lean on Bruce Brown and Christian Brown here a little bit more so. Defensively, they're though Murray, MPJ has been playing some great defense this postseason. That's
Yeah,
not normally what he's known for, And you have two great defenders in both Christian Brown and Bruce Brown. So all that being said, I like some Bruce Brown props here tonight. What about you?
I always like Bruce Brown.
I know you do. You're always on Bruce.
That whole MPJ narrative is irrelevant to me. I always like
Bruce You're on Bruce regardless.
But no, I do like that story. I do think though that the Nuggets need MPJ to win, right?
Yes.
Like, I think he's been critical to them. So I don't think this is like the next, 3-4 games of this series. He's going to play 20-something minutes. I think today will be very telling. He might play less minutes today, but it could also be a big bounce back game. But I think your point is lay off of him. Let's focus on some of the other role players, which might eat into his minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Bruce Brown, what do you like for Bruce?
So I have a couple different. I like a Bruce Brown like builder parlay, single game parlay here. So I'm going to go through some of the elements, and we can kind of treat it as a menu and go with whatever level of risk you're comfortable with. So I think one steal at I think it was minus 210 on FanDuel. I think it was minus 175 on DK. I think that's a nice component to your builder here. He's done in 13 of 17 playoff games overall, regardless of minutes, and 8 of 9 when he's played 25 plus minutes. So I think he's there tonight. I think he played 24 in the previous game. So I think he's 9 of 12 at 24 minutes. I just put it at 25. So that's leg number one. Then we had a rebound leg. His straight up line is 3.5. So you can go there. But if you look at if you pull him up there, he doesn't get 4 rebounds very often. He's at 5. He's actually had 5 in 7 straight games this postseason when he's played 25 plus minutes. So I think you could take him at 3 if you wanted to really be safe. He's had 3 plus rebounds in 15 of 17 playoff games. Okay. Just for reference, if you put a steal and 3 rebounds together, you're at minus 113. It's a nice little play right there to kind of, if you wanted to start there and then ladder up. I think that's a nice way to bet it and then fund some of the higher upside plays. 4 rebounds, he's done in 9 of 12 with 24 plus minutes. 4 rebounds and 1 steal is plus 140. That's nice. 5 rebounds, which he's done in 7 straight, like I said, with 25 plus minutes. You tack on 1 steal, you're at plus 220. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the third component, I think, is the points here. His line's 10.5, and I think you could go either way. 10, if you want to just do a 10 plus points, or you can do 11 plus. 10 he's had in 13 of 17 playoff games. 11 plus he's had in 12 of 14 when he plays 22 plus minutes. 8 of 9 when he's played 25 plus. So all that being said, you could put all those together. The highest upside one, the 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, is plus 424.
Whoa.
So yeah. So
all
I thought you have
doable.
A nice menu there. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I said they're all very doable too. They're not like crazy reaches. The only thing I do see his rebounds in the playoffs. He's got like a 50% hit rate. Oh, not even. Sorry. He's 3 for 7 on the road, clearing 2.5 rebounds. 3.5 rebounds. So for me, I think the best play there is the safe one that you said, 1 steal, 2.5 rebounds. I like that a lot. What did you say that was? Minus
113.
Minus 113. So that's a great play.
Yeah.
It's really good value. And his steals on the road, he's 6 of 7 in the playoffs away. So good.
He's also should point out he is a University of Miami alum. So playing in Miami, he's played in Miami 8 times in his career. That's with the Pistons, with the Nets, with the Nugs. He's had 8 steals in 7 career games in Miami. So that's kind of where I started this whole thing. Always looking for a nice little narrative like that. And that's kind of one of the things that led me here.
Absolutely. All right, cool. I love that play. Who else do you like on the Nuggets?
Who else on the Nuggets? All right. I can't not go back to Jokic. I know he's failed us on the rebounds the last 2 games, but the line's now down from, in game 1, it was 13.5. Game 2 was 12.5. It's now down to 11.5 at minus 130. He had 10 and 11 in the first two games, so he would have just got hooked in the previous game. I don't see, like, I can't not bet this, having bet it in the two previous games, because this, now at this line, this is the game he'll hit it in. So I know some people might be scared. Seems like his rebounding's down. It doesn't really make sense to me. Is a huge, I think he typically would be a huge rebounding challenge here for Miami. So maybe getting on the road and switching things up. He shouldn't have a problem getting there. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think especially if Porter plays less minutes, going back to that narrative, that's going to lead to more Jokic rebounds.
Good point.
I think Porter and Gordon are taking a lot of rebounds away from Jokic, especially in the first half. Let me just tell you a little fact that I uncovered. So 4 games he's played against the Heat so far this year. The first half he's had 4, 5, 3, and 4 rebounds. Okay. Second half in those same 4 games, 8, 7, 7, 7.
Wow.
So the other
live
angle,
bet opportunity.
If you're nervous about this, you could basically, wait till halftime. That what was it? 10 and a half now or 11? It was 11 and a half, right?
11 and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. That 11 and a half could be all the way down to 9 and a half at halftime.
Yeah.
So I think that's another approach. I personally think there's enough value just playing it, before the game even starts. But if you're nervous because he hasn't hit it in 2 consecutive games, wait till halftime. And if he's following the same trend, just count on 7 more rebounds on top of whatever he has in the first half.
Yeah, I'd like to give you a little round of applause. You basically called the same thing out on the previous pod about his PRA that we were on, and it went down at halftime. It was down to 46.5. And if you jumped on that at halftime, you cashed very easily, even though the pregame line also cashed. But you were safe and sound at 46.5.
Yeah, the only downside of those bets is you got to remember to do it. I get like wrapped up in the action of the game, and I kind of forget some of the advice that I give. So I'm going to set a little alarm for myself, a little Jokic.
The Nikola alarm. Yeah,
the Nikola alarm. Don't forget the second half. All right, cool. Who else do you like in this game?
I saw a Jokic parlay here that I like. 10. If you're a little uncomfortable with the rebounds, you could do 10 rebounds and 9 assists. It's minus 122. I thought that was pretty nice. The rebounds he's done in 14 of 17 playoff games, the 9 assists, 11 of 17. So another way to look at Jokic here. I think you did mention to me the other day, possibly it seemed like that game 1 when he was assisting more, they were more successful. Though I don't know if that was by choice or not. Murray had 10 assists again. I think they were really, doing everything they could to limit that, the Murray Jokic pick and roll. So that really cut into Jokic's assists quite a bit, and I don't see why they would stop doing that now. So, but it's another play that I thought looked good.
Okay.
Then we had something like this in game 1, I believe. Aaron Gordon, 11 plus points and 5 plus rebounds, is minus 110. He's had the 5 rebounds in 11 of 13 games on 2 days rest this season, and 13 of 17 in the playoffs. And he's had the 11 plus points also in 11 of 13 games on 2 days rest, and 12 of 17 in the playoffs. That's regardless of minutes.
Yeah. Why is this rebound line so low?
Well, it is 6.5. I brought that down. I adjusted that down.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing it at 5.5, but minus 150. But okay. So you're bringing that down to 5 rebounds and what'd you say, 10 and a half?
11 points, 5 rebounds.
It's nice. He's covered that in both games.
Yep. Yes, he has.
What did he do? Oh, yeah, I can't see his first and second half splits, but yeah, that's good. I'm actually really surprised. I didn't really look into him. I'm really surprised he even scored 12 points last game. He just I don't recall him doing very much, but
yeah. I could see him, I don't know who they're going to, if they go back to Kevin Love again, now you got the old man playing, big minutes in 2 games in a row. That was part of what they did was they played Love so that then they could, instead of having Jimmy guard Gordon, they put Jimmy on Murray. And
right.
So I like it. I think it's a good setup here for him to have a nice game. I don't know if he'll be as explosive as he was in game one. That was especially in the first
No,
quarter,
no.
but for him to get 11 points and 5 rebounds is no stretch.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I
Yeah.
like the value. All right, cool. What about Jeff Green tonight? You got anything on Jeff, Uncle Jeff?
You couldn't get through this playoff series without getting something on Uncle Jeff here, huh?
Yeah, you
I
got
didn't. I
nothing.
didn't. I didn't look. Hit me with something.
I spent way too much time analyzing Uncle Jeff
I'm
today.
excited for.
First of
I'm
all,
excited for this now.
I liked 5.5 PR minus 125. He's 12 of 15 this season, which is an 80% hit rate when he plays. Listen to this tight range: 12
Yeah.
to 17 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Game one, he only played 11 minutes, but he
Mm-hmm.
did have 4 points and 1 rebound. So if you
Just got
extrapolate
hooked.
that to 13, 14 minutes, he would have got there. I think he would
Mm-hmm.
at least got one more rebound or something. Game
Mm-hmm.
two, he had a big game. 16 minutes, 9 points, 1 rebound. So he's
Okay.
easy cash there. So he's also 3 of 4 in losses. So if you do think the Nuggets are going to lose tonight,
Mm-hmm.
he does play more minutes in losses. He averages 6.5 in the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs. The Nuggets have actually only lost, I think, 4 games in all of the playoffs so far. Does that sound right?
Sounds right. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, that's it. I mean, I think he, I think he, and oh, sorry, the other thing to add, he was the second most productive player, out there and at a plus 12. Bruce Brown was plus 14. So if I'm looking at the results of the previous game, that
Mm-hmm.
lineup might get some more run because they were
Yeah.
the most productive unit. So I see him playing similar minutes to last game, 15, 16 minutes again tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll take an 80% hit rate. Jeff Green, 5.5 PR.
Very nice. Nice splits on 2 days rest too. For him on that PR. So yeah, let's go for it, Uncle Jeff. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Who else? Anybody else? You like KCP tonight? I know you do.
I do. I just worked up something. That was a last minute one. I actually don't have it on my notes right here. But I just sent it to you before we went on.
That's
Let me
okay.
pull.
Let me start just with
Okay.
his basic line to keep it simple.
Okay.
2.5 rebounds.
Yeah.
DraftKings I think had that at like minus 170 something, and
Yeah.
FanDuel had it at minus 152. So I think that alone is pretty good value just to
Yeah.
get that reduction on FanDuel.
Yeah.
Um, when he plays 35 plus minutes, which he played, I think he played in both games so far this series.
Mm-hmm.
He's 7 of 8 in the playoffs. Getting to 3 rebounds. So if you like that alone, I think it's a good play. Minus 152 is not great value. So what you could do is you can add 1 3-pointer to it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which he also is 7 of 8 when he plays 35 plus minutes. You put those two
Yeah.
together, you get minus 119. So that was
Wow.
a very similar play to what you had sent to me. I think you added a steal in there or something like that as well.
Yeah, it is steal. I like the steal. So I just had gotten finished listening to the B-ball index, which we use for a lot of our analysis. They have a podcast they put out, and they haven't even released it on the website yet, but they have a perimeter defense metric that they've been working on, and they're getting ready to release it, and they put a podcast out about who are the best perimeter defenders in this finals, between the Nuggets and the Heat. And you know who number one on the list was?
KCP.
KCP, followed by
That's
Jimmy Butler.
That's interesting because he actually played pretty poor perimeter defense in either game one or game two. He made a
Game
bunch of
two, I believe.
mistakes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. He made a bunch of mistakes, and they were even commenting on the game. Is like he fouled. I forgot who was shooting a three, but he fouled somebody shooting a three.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, he's typically a much more disciplined perimeter defender.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's good. So you think that leads to some steals potentially?
Yeah, so they break down the perimeter defense into two metrics. One is just like contests, limiting shot quality, and then the other one is like steals and blocks, like the defense, like the creation of defense. So, and the reason Jimmy's in the same boat here, like defensive playmaking, is that they skewed, like both of them, the defensive playmaking on the perimeter was like weighting them up so much, so that's getting deflections and steals and blocks and whatnot. So I had that fresh in my head with the steal. His line's 1.5 steal. If you look for one steal for him, is pretty good. I think right here he's had it. What is this? 13 straight games. Sorry, no, that's on 2 days rest. 13 straight games on 2 days rest, and this postseason, 14 of 17, 82% hit rate.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah. So I think that's, if you're comfortable with 2.5 rebounds, you can either throw 1 3-pointer or 1 steal with that to get to minus 119, probably about there.
Yep.
Or you can put all 3 together and get a good plus money play.
Yeah, that was that. Well, the one I sent you was 1 steal, 2. This is on DK. You couldn't do this on FanDuel because they didn't have his steals available. 1 steal, only 2 rebounds, and 1 3. It was minus 120. I think it was very safe for minus 120. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anybody else on the Nugget side?
Yeah, real quick. I think Murray's in a nice spot here. I like his 3-point line is over 2.5 threes. It is minus 160. He's done in 11 straight games on 2 days rest. So I like that. And then also getting back to the Murray rebound and assist parlay. You could do 4 rebounds and 6 assists is minus 130. We've been on this one. You can't do it at 5 assists anymore. So the 6+ assists hit rate is 9 of 17 playoff games, but he has had 10 assists in both game 1 and game 2. So I think the 6 assists should be pretty safe here. So I thought that was also good.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, he's playing big minutes, so that's certainly helping. Okay, I like that play. Very good. Okay.
That's it.
Let's go to the Heat side.
Who do you like? All right. I think I'm gonna go to I'm not this isn't a 5-unit play, but I like Jimmy Butler over 24.5 points, minus 113 on FanDuel. He's done this in 6 of 8 games, and 6 of his last 7 on 2 days rest at home this season, averaging just under 30 points a game. So he hasn't had one of these giant monster scoring games in a while, so that's what's making me a little bit hesitant. I think he's definitely nursing a ankle injury. But I think it's come down to when this series started, he was at 28.5. I think.
Yeah.
Right now it's at 24.5, minus 113. So I thought there was some good value there, especially on the extra. They've had several days of 2 days rest now, which can only benefit Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm too nervous to play Jimmy points. I mean, if you look at his last 7 games, 16 points, 29, 14, 24, 28, 13, and 21. So
yeah,
he's cleared this in 2 of his last 7. So something's not right there. So
yeah, I hear you.
I will lay off until he starts scoring again. But interesting idea. I like that.
Yeah. And then that was all. Do you have anything else on Jimmy or no?
Nothing. I mean, I think I kind of forgot to look at his assists again today. I mean, do you think his assist is up to 6.5?
Said 7 and 9. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? You think that's worth playing again?
Probably.
Maybe not if he's going to score more, but
yeah.
I mean, there's 4 games against Denver this year: 8, 9, 7, and 9. So he hasn't missed this line once.
We should. We also should. I wasn't thinking about our Butler and Murray. Though you'd have to bring it up to 6 and 6 now. I'd imagine 5 and 5 is going to be going to be paying a lot for that. So yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is a Jimmy scoring game, but not super confident.
Yeah, let's let's just take our wins that we've had there and move on and find something else.
Okay.
Okay, who else do you like on the Heat?
I do like going back to Bam, 3.5 assists.
Yes.
You as well?
I already locked that one in like
There,
yesterday.
there you go. He's done it in 10 of 12 games this season on 2 days rest when he's played 36 plus minutes. He had 5 and 4 in the first 2 games. I like we've been on this extra rest for Bam and the assists since the regular season. I don't think it slows down now. Yeah, we've had this one a bunch, so don't need to dig too deep into it.
Yeah, I like that. How about the most popular man on Twitter now? And I have to say, we threw out the play pretty early on Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Once he was announced that he was in the starting lineup, but I see a lot of people going back to rebounds, which was our play last time.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything on him?
I don't.
Okay, I do.
Okay.
Because I hone in on my 6 or 7 players.
Yep.
And then just keep going back to them. But you got to look at different variations. So, excuse me, in game 2, he had 22 minutes, 10 rebounds, 6 points, and 1 assist. So obviously his rebound is a pretty good value. I think it's at 4.5 or 5.5.
Yeah.
But what I like even better is 11.5 par.
Mm.
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 He is. Listen to this. This is like
Okay.
one of those like unicorns, as you like to say.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a
Yeah.
full sheet of green on props.cash at this point in the season, but 40 for 40 this season when he plays 20 plus minutes.
Wow.
You see it?
I do see it. When he plays 20 plus, I mean, even when he plays this playoffs, when he's played 16 plus, it's 8 for 8. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the playoffs, he's 9 for 10 when he plays 16 to 25 minutes or something like that. So we have a similar stat. So I think that's good. It's probably more relevant to look at the playoffs because he was on 2 different teams this year.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, how do you not like 40 straight games of something? So so it really comes down to, do you think he's going to play 20 minutes again tonight? I think the key to him playing 20 minutes is all about 2 things. One is, does he start? I think he's starting again tonight, right?
I would think.
Yeah, he was in the projected starting lineup. He played 7 minutes in the first quarter and 8 minutes in the third quarter last game, right? So he accounted for 15 of his 22 minutes, basically just in those first runs before he comes out of the game in those quarters. I think that'll happen again tonight. So I think he's guaranteed a minimum of like 14, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I think it all comes down to whether or not they're winning or losing, right? He could get put on the bench and that could derail this. So, and you obviously know that they've got a tendency to sit him if things are going awry. So I think, again, small play on Love because of that uncertainty, but I see him getting about 20 minutes tonight, and I see him probably getting closer to 13, 14.
Would you look at something first half for him then?
Yeah, interesting. I was looking at his first quarter rebounds, which was 1.5 rebounds, but I didn't like the price. It was at minus 180.
Yeah,
and he did get exactly 2 rebounds in the first quarter. But I think there's good value there. I was even looking at possibly taking Love 2 rebounds first quarter and putting that with like MPJ 2 rebounds first quarter. So something like that. But yeah, I just like to keep it simple. 11.5 par. He can get that almost on rebounds alone if he plays 22 minutes again tonight.
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
Going back to what works.
All right. Different variation. Who else do you like on the Heat?
All right. I think, Miami lives and dies by the 3, right? So and then they were shooting insane from 3 in game 2. I think obviously they're going to have to keep it up. So I have 3-point bets on Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson, and Kyle Lowry. Gabe Vincent over 2.5 threes is plus 102. He's done it in his last 4 or 5 on 2 days rest when he plays 30 plus minutes. So I thought that was nice. I doubt all 4 of these hit, but I like the chances like that they're going to be shooting threes. The only thing that worries me, I don't know what Tyler Hero's deal is. I think maybe that's why there's some value here because of. Oh, he's definitely out. Okay. So I like these even more than.
Yeah.
Okay. Max Strus over 2.5 threes is plus 140. He's done his last 7 home games on 2 days rest. You ready? 2, 7, 6, 5, 3, 5, 5. The only miss was in game 2. The only miss was the game that he had 2 in, and that was game 3 versus Milwaukee, which was a blowout, and he only played 23 minutes in that game.
Wow.
And he still had 2. Yeah. So he's just crushed on extra rest at home. He crushed in game 2. So I like going at plus 140. I think this is phenomenal.
Okay.
Like okay. Then you spoke about him earlier. Duncan Robinson over 1.5 threes minus 125. He's done this in 7 of 8 this season on 2 days rest when he plays 12 plus minutes. So I think it knocks out 2 games where he played 5 or 6 minutes, including all 5 games at home this season, averaging 3.8 made threes. That's 4, 5, 2, 3, 5. So crushed it. So I like that as well. Did you have something on Duncan?
No, not really.
No?
I was contemplating a fade on him, but I didn't like it enough to put it out.
Okay.
So, yep.
All right. And then last, Kyle Lowry over 1.5 threes. Also plus 140, just like Strus, but 1 less 3. He's done this in 11 of 13 games this season on 2 days rest when he's played 23 plus minutes, including all 7 at home, 7 for 7 at home on 2 days rest this season. So I like 3 of those 4 to hit. That's what I'm feeling.
All right, so maybe a little round robin there.
I love a good round robin.
I also was kind of building a parlay on the fly, an alt down parlay, just to kind of see what kind of odds you get. What do you think about Strus 2 threes, Gabe Vincent 2 threes, and Lowry 1 3?
I love it.
Plus 126.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's
what you got to do with these. Yeah.
Yeah, I chose Lowry over Robinson getting 1 3, mostly because Robinson's minus 750. But also Lowry's out there more than Robinson, right? Lowry gets 20, 24, 25 minutes, something like that.
And he's been knocking him down,
He has.
That high pick and roll, he gets the ball up there and he's been shooting. He's been knocking him down. I feel like in the second half for some reason, more so. I don't know why I have that in my head, but he's been pretty good from 3.
And he likes that home crowd, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I did have Gabe Vincent. I missed out. We talked about it on the show. I really wanted to post it, but I forgot to post it. I didn't even play it personally, but 13.5 points, minus 135, 9 for 12 with 30 plus minutes, and 8 for 9 in the postseason with 32 plus minutes. Actually, I think that might be for the full season. So I think he's also a really good play. He is better on the road than he is at home, so just keep that in mind. But recently he's been pretty good at home in the playoffs as well. So I think that's a good play, but it does parallel the 3-pointers very, very closely, like we said on the last pod.
Yeah.
So it's almost identical, the hit rates. Mm-hmm. So I think instead of playing 13.5 points, you could also just play 3 threes at, I think you said it was
it's nice, plus 102. Yeah, FanDuel. Yeah.
So I think that's a good play as well. Okay, cool. Anybody else?
No, that's it. I was gonna hammer Gabe Vincent more, and then I remembered our discussions about the home road splits on him, so I didn't go as heavy there. But I like Gabe as well. But that
but he is bucking the trend a little bit. He's actually been pretty good at home in the last like 3 or 4 games. So I think he's
in the Boston series he was. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, he was I think minus 1. I have it in my notes here. He was at 13.5 points last game at minus 105, and he only went down to minus 135 at 13.5 points. So, and he crushed the line. I think he had 23 last game.
Yeah.
So that just tells you that there is a home road differential, but I think he's still a good play tonight.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, cool.
All right.
I think
that's a lot of stuff.
We covered almost every player, so that's good. So take we'll definitely go through and try to find our best. But definitely there's a lot of good stuff here. So pick what you like the best and go make some money tonight.
All right. Very good.
All right. Enjoy the
Enjoy.
games.